Hi, I'm Kristen with Austin Underground, and we're here today with
Melanie Martinez. Hi.
Hi, guys. So I wanted to start off today talking a little bit about where you started out. So you started out on The Voice, being coached by Adam Levine. What would you say was the biggest learning experience you had while doing that?
I think definitely the whole TV world inside of it was kind of interesting to learn, like the behind the scenes and how everything works, and being under a lot of pressure and having to perform in such a small amount of time, and like learning a song that you didn't write. I think the hardest part for me was learning like other people's songs and not being able to sing my own music. So I'm really happy that I get to do that now.
And so you talked about the having to move over to doing your own music and really enjoying that. Could you talk a little bit more about that process and like learning how to record and release your own stuff?
Well, it wasn't like learning how to do it. It was just more like being able to, since I was on the show the show took up like a year of my life, and I was 16 to 17, and so right after I was still writing while I was on the show and stuff like that. I just wasn't able to release it because when you're under a show like that, you're not allowed to release your own music. It's just like policy, I guess, or whatever. But so I basically, once I was off of it, I was able to play a bunch of shows and sing a bunch of original music, and I had a lot of writing sessions, and learned how to like collaborate with producers and writers, which was something that I was not used to because I was so used to writing by myself in like a bathroom. But yeah, so it's been really fun, and I've been working on my album for like a year, and I'm finally going to release it later on this year, so yeah.
Okay, when you're asked about Dollhouse and that album that you released previously, you talk about how it's a concept album and it's a lot about your childhood and adult issues. What kind of themes or concepts can we be expecting from your new album?
Well, it's basically like the story of this girl Crybaby's life, and it goes through like each song is kind of a different childhood theme or title, and it relates to an adult situation. So Crybaby, the song Crybaby is basically just like telling, the story of like who this girl is, and basically just introducing the character. And then Dollhouse is where she lives, and it just goes on like the whole story of her life to the end. And it's kind of like this transformation of this girl who was super vulnerable and like emotional and like kind of not proud of that fact, and then she kind of gets more and more comfortable as her life goes on and as she goes through different things, and it gets really crazy. And it's definitely like a weird little creepy children's like fairy tale, story altogether. But yeah.
Will your new album contain similar work like that, or are you thinking you're going to go in a whole new direction?
Well, that is my new Crybaby is my album that's going to come out later this year. You're talking about an album after that? Oh, I have no idea. I haven't even started writing that yet. I have no idea. I think that, albums they reflect like phases in artist's life, so once I like hit that next phase of my life, I think I'll know, and when I start writing, I'll be able to figure out what the next album's gonna be about. But right now I'm still in that Crybaby mode.
So something off of Crybaby is the song Carousel, right? And that was featured on American Horror Story. Did you get any cool opportunities after the song was featured?
Not. I think that opportunity alone was something huge for me, just because I love the show. I'm such a big fan of the show, and that season was really great. I still haven't seen the finale because I'm holding off because I love it so much, and I don't want it to be over in my brain, but I'm gonna have to do that at some point. But yeah, I think that in itself was a huge opportunity for me. Yeah.
You mentioned a little earlier how you started out at around 16, 17. Do you have any advice for anybody starting out around that age?
Definitely to like stick with your gut feeling about things, and try not to let other people pressure you into doing things that you don't feel comfortable with, because it's easier to go in a different direction than what your heart wants if other people are forcing stuff down your throat. So I think just really be sure in your decisions, and to be bold and excited about what you're doing.
Cool. Well, thank you for sitting down and talking with us. We really enjoyed this. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for watching Austin Underground.